And here we are, everybody, on the floor of E3, okay? We've been doing a lot of our episodes at the hotel, but today we are on the floor. It's very fucking loud. Hopefully you can hear it.
Hopefully you can hear us. The top of the background noise.
We just finished playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was absolutely incredible. I am such a fan of Final Fantasy, and I was a little bit skeptical. It looked great in the trailers, but was it going to be actually good playing?
Let's drop this episode. So we saw the trailer at the Square Enix conference.
I was like, yeah, too good to be true.
Yeah, I was like, it's too good to be true, man.
Yep.
They can't deliver on that. It's just too damn good. We did a behind closed doors presentation for about 15 minutes just to show us some more stuff that wasn't actually shown in the trailer.
Sure.
And they took us through the game. When they booked this session, by the way, I'm like, there's no way this is playable, the show, man. No fucking way. So I had to go up to them and check. I'm like, is this by chance playable? And they're like, yeah, man, of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
I didn't think it was going to be playable. I didn't think we were going to get a release date, let alone some more actual information.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that we did. But like playing this game, I think the biggest risk they took was the old school combat's not there anymore. But when I played it, I'm like, dude, this feels so right.
This is still a turn-based game, and I think the most of the negative commentary about what they've seen so far is that, like, okay, you've abandoned too much of the whole turn-based thing, and now it's a big action game and whatever else. Final Fantasy 15 went down that route. I thought that was terrible in terms of its combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like that's just not the case. Like this is very much a turn-based game. You are hacking and slashing with a standard ability, but you're not doing much damage. It really is just about like hacking and slashing to get enough ATB bar so you can use abilities. You pause combat, you drop those abilities. That's where the combat rhythm exists.
Sure. I think that the reimagined way still feels like the actual initial like the vibe of Final Fantasy is still there. So I was thinking it was going to be like Kingdom Hearts-esque, you know, you just slash away and there's not much to it, but you're right, there's a lot of strategy here, there's a lot of moments it will slow down when you are picking spells. All that kind of stuff feels very strategic and a step up. It really does feel like a step up. If they did release another Final Fantasy VII remake with the same, battle mechanics, it still would have been good, but this feels like they're really ambitious in terms of they want to completely give a new,
I would
feeling
say
to it.
they're bringing the turn-based model into this generation.
Sure,
It's like that. This is the way to do it. And as I said, I think Final Fantasy 15 tried to do that and just failed completely. I know a lot of people really liked that game. I thought the combat was horrifically bad, especially at launch, where you couldn't even switch between characters. But, here, you can immediately switch between characters. They have different moves, like Barrett's obviously focused on range attacks, and he can shoot things as he's moving. They've got different spells under their belt. Cloud has like 3 moves. He's got like Braver, and he's got Triple Slash, and he's got something else. I forget the name of it now.
Which used to be actually limit breaks, but now they're actually just abilities that he's had at the beginning.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're not going to see them in the actual build, that those are going to be things later. But it looked like when you start the game, there's a lot of stuff to already play with.
Yeah.
You know?
There are limit breaks as well, and we did get to use one of those with Cloud, which is nice and flashy, and it did the job. You saw that in the reveal trailer, actually, or not the reveal trailer, but the trailer we saw this week.
Yeah.
Visually, overall, like the game is just beautiful.
Beautiful. Look, I mean, there was a few, like, the hair looked a bit funky because I think we're playing a pre-alpha build still, but look, it all still looked absolutely beautiful. It was very smooth. I didn't see any frame drops, but
no, there were no frame drops. It just seemed like there was some blurriness, I'd say, that kicked in. Did you notice that?
I didn't really notice that. No,
definitely saw a little bit of that at times, and I'm not sure why that was, if they were like doing some sort of dynamic downscaling or whatever, but a little bit of that. But overall, look, it's still a long ways from release, so we shouldn't be judging the technicals yet. It's fine. But just the visual style of it, just how much this looks exactly like Final Fantasy VII, like how much it should look like what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And look, Midgar is such a, I was surprised that they were going to be doing an entire 2 Blu-ray discs dedicated to just like a Midgar story. We don't have all the details in terms of what that's going to be, but like, even looking at this, I'm like, it's such a fleshed out world. You can totally dedicate a 50-hour game to just kind of, the politics of it, the way of life of it. Like, there's so much there. So I'm so excited to see what this game really is. And it sounds like it can be a 3 or 4 part series of maybe 40-hour games or whatever. That's a lot of content, and the bones of it are so good that I think a lot of people would actually stick around for that.
We forgot to mention, we actually did fight the spider boss that we saw.
Yes,
the
robot
tank,
spider boss.
In the trailer from this week.
Or the scorpion, really.
It's whatever. It plays exactly like you saw in the trailer. Like, there was no extra jazz that they added onto that trailer to make it look more exciting.
Yeah.
You literally were fighting against this guy, switching. He was susceptible to thunder. There's a stagger mechanic as well. So basically, as you're hitting enemies,
kind of like Sekiro. Did you feel like it was like a posture break?
Breaking their posture kind of thing.
Kind of thing, yeah. Even the same color. You see that? It was the same color.
Yeah,
anyway, but totally.
Basically, they take more damage when you break their posture, whatever. They're staggered at that time. And yeah, but like the boss is in phases, so you do enough damage and then he'll kind of fly on the walls and he'll have a shield up and he'll do this laser thing. You need to hide behind cover. Look, it really just felt so brilliant to play through. And you're like, wow. I said on Twitter when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, they're doing it. Like, they're actually doing it.
Sure.
And that was the skepticism I think we all had. Is this going to suck? Is this going to be Final Fantasy 15, 7, or whatever?
Yeah.
But it's not. Like, from what we've seen, obviously, a very small slice, but from what I've seen, they're absolutely nailing it so far.
Yeah, I think it's been a really sharp turn this E3. It went from where the hell's Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah.
What's going wrong in that development to, okay, I know why they've taken their time, you know? And I think it's so important with the Final Fantasy. It's like one of the cornerstones of gaming. Of course they need to take their time, but it's also very bold with what they've done, and I'm so happy to actually get my hands on it and go, oh, okay, this does work. It does still feel like Final Fantasy, but a reimagined, redesigned remake, you know, of actual Final Fantasy.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It's going to be, I think, a complete Game of the Year contender when it comes out. Who knows?
It's coming out the same year as Cyberpunk,
yeah,
man.
I don't know about that.
Remember, guys,
it's
CD
so
Projekt
awesome.
Red good. CD Projekt Red good. Can you see my thing here?
Yeah,
can't
you
see,
know
it's
what?
blurry. That's it. Can you see my jersey? Oh, yeah, you can.
Final Fantasy didn't give us any jerseys, so
Unbelievable.
we're just not as
It's already out of the Game of the Year running. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's the last gameplay video we're going to be doing from E3.
Next, we're going to be doing Yongyao.
We've got our Yongyao crossover, so stick around for that, ladies and gentlemen. Layman out.